Un, dos, y un, dos, tres, y... Bueno, sí. Camina. Rico, rico, rico. Y como dice mi coro que sigue ahí.
Good afternoon from Tales of Tera.
Another day,
Another adventure.
we are at Mingo Falls.
Mingo Falls Trail, so we can go all the way to up. So
Yes, the lady that we just talked to said 157 steps, then it is flat to walk. Are you ready for it?
good to know. Yes, I am.
Se le le, a la le, a la. Se le le, a la. Se le, a. We are in Cherokee KOA campground.
So Fetiam, what do you think?
Second barbecue, maybe in four months.
The reason that we have not done outdoors so far, it's been very hot and Florida had a lot of bugs
Yeah.
and it was not conducive to spend time outside. The 5 minutes you sit, you get bitten all over. So it is good that we are here in North Carolina mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains, and the weather has cooled down considerably. Actually, it is lower than the national average.
Even if I feel if another maybe 20-30 minutes, I need my coat. And we have some vegetables.
Veggies on a shish.
Yes, shish
Yeah,
vegetables.
shish.
We
Instead of shish köfte, it's shish veggie.
Yes, this is shish veggie.
And you said we have mashed potato
And salad, of course.
salad. Good morning from Tales of Tera.
Another day.
Another adventure. Today's adventure is town of Cherokee. We are in the front of the Cherokee Cultural Museum. It is one of the best museums of the Indian culture, and the culture around here dates way back to millennia. We're looking forward to seeing and exploring. Do you remember when we had the Russian dance group that came and performed in Istanbul, Turkey? That one group had the shaman dances, and the round plate that she was holding was very similar to the one is on the wall.
According to tribal history, Cherokee people have existed since time immemorial. Our oral history extends back through the millennia. Our first European contact came in 1540 with Hernando de Soto's exploration of the southeastern portion of our continent. Trade and intermarriage with various European immigrants soon followed, most notably with the English, Scots, and Irish. Treaties were made between the British and the Cherokee Nation as early as 1725, with Cherokee Nation being recognized as inherently sovereign through those nation-to-nation agreements. Cherokees took up arms on various sides of conflicts between the European factions to stave off further predations of Cherokee land and sovereign rights. In time, missionaries and European influences created a solid educational and spiritual framework, with many Cherokees becoming Christians and sending their children to missionary schools to be educated in English. By the time gold was discovered in the Cherokee Nation in 1828 near Dahlonega, Georgia, the Cherokee Nation had a written language, a newspaper published in both Cherokee and English, and a constitutional government. A few Cherokees had even emulated their southern U.S. counterparts by building plantations worked by enslaved people. Despite this assimilation, by 1835, several treaties with the U.S. had ceded away all but a small area of the Cherokee Nation's once vast lands.
Of the United States may interfere forcibly with the relations established between the United States and the Cherokee Nation, the power of the nation to govern itself.
There was much sickness, and a great many little children died of whooping cough.
Under mounting pressure to give up what land remained, a small group of Cherokee leaders signed the Treaty of New Echota that year, agreeing to relocate the entire Cherokee Nation to western lands where some of the tribes who became known as Old Settlers had already moved. Principal Chief John Ross refused to sign the Treaty of New Echota and urged the Cherokee people to stay in their homelands, hoping he could rescind the treaty. Despite many efforts to defeat the New Echota Treaty, measures to remove Cherokees from their homes and farms got underway in 1838. Cherokees, intermarried whites, and even enslaved people were summarily rounded up and placed into over a dozen stockades to await their departure. It's estimated that 16,000 Cherokees eventually were forced to undertake the 6 to 7 month journey to Indian Territory in the land beyond Arkansas. Between the fences, starvation and sickness, and the harsh winter conditions, some 4,000 Cherokees perished, never reaching their new ground. Ever resilient, the Cherokee people rebuilt their lives in Indian Territory.
Do you have any questions? Moccasins.
Along with other tribes who had also been similarly driven away from the southeast. Cherokee Nation's government unified the Old Settlers with the Cherokees who had recently immigrated from the east, ratifying a new Cherokee Nation constitution on September 6, 1839. A recent Supreme Court building quickly followed in 1844, along with the resurgence of the tribe's newspaper, schools, businesses, and other entities. The Cherokee people thrived until the advent of the Civil War once again pulled the tribe apart. Although Cherokee Nation was not technically part of the U.S., it was forced to take sides in the war between the states. While 2/3 of Cherokee men fought on the side of the Union, another third was actively part of the Confederate effort. When the Union abandoned nearby Fort Gibson, which had provided some protection from Southern troops, Principal Chief Ross felt he had no choice but to sign in support of the Confederacy. Upon the Union victory, Cherokee Nation signed its last treaty with the U.S., the somewhat punitive Treaty of 1866. Cherokee Nation barely had time to rebuild after the war before another threat loomed: allotment. Cherokees owned their land collectively, and individual land ownership was foreign.
ATM has a very expensive taste. Anything she touches is over $100. She asks me, how much is it? And I said, $20. I was wrong.
And isn't it gorgeous?
Yes, they are gorgeous, baby.
By the late 1800s, sentiment in the U.S. turned towards moving Indians to reservations and opening their lands for occupation and westward expansion. The Cherokee Nation had been promised by treaty they would not be bothered in their new home and would never be removed again.
Which one is that?
Mama roll.
Well, Mama roll.
Yeah.
And then the other one?
Dynamite.
You want dynamite?
Yay!
You gonna have it?
Dynamite.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna have a mixed hibachi.
Hibachi and mama roll.
All right,
Mama roll.
two of them.
Yeah. They said hibachi from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh, I see. What's your name?
Sam.
You live here?
No, I live in Indonesia.
In Indonesia? You're Indonesian, okay.
Wasabi, one of my favorites. Yeah. And
Soya sauce and wasabi, huh?
soya sauce and wasabi and then ginger.
Ginger. With the ginger sauce, isn't it?
This is salad dressing ginger sauce. Mama roll.
Mama rolls. Wow.
Mama.
Woohoo. Here's the thank you combination steak and shrimp.
Istanbul.
Is it delicious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sabroso. Cha cha cha. Sabroso, señoras y señores. Este es un baile que se llama cha cha cha. ¿Cómo es?